Um, hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever the time is in your place. I know I said later yesterday that I was gonna make a video and about trauma bond. I want to talk about it. I will answer some questions that I had from someone from here and a different platform. The thing is, yesterday it was my son's birthday. I had work and I'm so tired, so I came home. And after I did what I was supposed to do, I went straight to my bed and I sleep because I was so tired. But then I couldn't sleep because in between sleep I know that I have to make a video. I promise I'm gonna make a video. So now it's like 12 o'clock in the night and I had to get up to make that video because loyalty is everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna answer the questions. Um, I'm gonna answer the question. It's gonna be beneficial to a lot of people out there, or some question that you know you may have, especially for people who went through abuse. So yes, so that is what we're gonna do. But first, let us give thanks because we can breathe. We live to see this minute, this hour. If you're watching this video, so it's very important that we give thanks. We have another chance to change our mindset, to change our outlook on life, and to do something better that is going to be beneficial to um, to us. Okay, we always have to keep. Excuse me, some more. We always have to keep that positive outlook. Excuse me. Okay, so one of the questions that was asked, number one, is how did you develop such a positive outlook on life despite the abuse that I experienced? Um, Knowing that as even as a little girl, I always have this imagination, this dream, how I want, what I want to be, or what I would like to be in my life, and um, so I always have that dream, that imagination. So that helped me keep myself in a positive way because I have that big dream. It's like this little girl with that big dream, and growing up in the church, believing in God and having faith, and that helped me to keep that positive outlook because having faith is you have to be positive, because faith is something that you don't see, and positive keep always look on the bright side of things, and keeping the positive outlook is the same thing as almost as similar. It has a lot of similarity is having faith. So having that faith and believing in the things that I haven't seen, it helped me to keep a positive outlook on life, even though I went through a lot of stuff in my life. And I think that, it is, all this is for a reason. It's for a reason. Another question that was asked, um, how did you find the courage to open up about your experience? This is something that I wanted was to do for a long time. It's something that I know I wasn't gonna go to my grave with. It's something that I know that I have to talk about. Um, I think it's like 10 years ago. I signed up on this program. It's normal.org, and I talk about what happened to me, but I talk about it in writing. And I felt like my voice wasn't heard. I felt like my voice wasn't heard, and I think like this time when I did it, it was just the right time. I just did it, and it was just the right time, and it was just the right place to do it openly. And I know that coming out here publicly and do it, that somebody was gonna hear my voice and it was gonna make a difference. And also, I get to have the time to accept what has happened and to understand what was happened, and also the most important thing, to know that it was my fault. What has happened, it wasn't my fault. I was a victim. And that helped me to give me the courage because I get to understand it. And even though I didn't have I didn't have a voice. I didn't have the voice, somebody's voice to, you know, to listen to. I didn't have, that encouragement to say, oh, it's okay. I didn't have all that. But I get to process it myself and I get to understand it, and it gives me the courage. And the most important thing, coming out and do it openly, is knowing that it's gonna make a difference in your life. It's gonna make you. It's gonna give you the courage to talk about what you're going through, and this is what that's what motivates me. Knowing that it's gonna make a difference, also, it gives me the courage. Another question that was asked is, what is some of the things I did to maintain a positive mindset? Not being knowing what I wanted in life, knowing that my experience that I had in my life, I wanted to have better in my life. Having my children, knowing somebody is depending on me, as an example, all that helped me to keep a positive mindset, that I have to be better parent than what my parent was or is, helped me keep a positive mindset as well. So I appreciate them for all that, and it is a blessing for my experience because it makes me want to be a better person and want to grow and keep a positive and healthy mindset. Also knowing that, first, yeah, and you have to keep that. You have to have faith. You have to believe in faith. You have to have faith, and it's very, very important to surround yourself with people who has positive thinking, people who's gonna lift you to a next level, people who is gonna motivate you, people who is gonna understand you, and people who's gonna tell you the truth when you're wrong. That help you also to keep a positive mindset, to make sure that you surround yourself with people who has good energy, good positive energy, and it will help you to maintain a positive mindset. Number six, how has my experience with abuse impact um, my relationship with others? You become very protective. Number one, in a personal relationship, you can actually lose feelings. You you want to have the control. You have to feel safe in a relationship. And if you don't feel at one time safe with the person that you're with, or if you don't make you feel safe, you pull away because there's no safety. That because that has been a victim, being a survivor of sexual abuse, getting into a personal relationship, it's important that that person is gonna make you feel safe, and in any way, it's almost like you're depending on that person for safety. And when you don't have that, you pull away because you no longer feel safe. That has taken away from you. So that is one where it impacts. Um, you you become there's boundaries. You put sexual boundaries, and yeah, there's some things that you put that boundary. You it's difficult for you to accept being pleased by a partner in the way they would want to please you. You want to have that power in doing that when you go through that thing. So it's these are some of the how it impacts you, and on a friendly base. It's trust. It's everything. From the time that you lose trust or somebody broke your trust, you cut that friendship. because the trust is very very important, and it becomes the same as security. You have to feel safe, and if you don't have that, as I repeat myself many times, you cut a relationship. And I don't know if it's different for other people, but for me, this is how it was. There's a question has been asked: What have I learned about myself? I have learned about myself how helpful I was as a child, and even now how helpful I am. I've learned because I remember myself as a little girl. I always offer my help. It's and even like now, like helping. I like to make a difference in somebody's life. I like to see people smile, and I like to smile too. So that is very important. It was I could going back to my past. I see how helpful I was as a child, and how important it was. Now as a parent, I become more vigilant. It shows me, I become more vigilant, and it's I get to see learn about my wrongdoing as a mother, and it makes me like work on all these things. So I've learned a lot about myself, and going through all this, and I am grateful for it. Also, it I've learned how sensitive I am, and how big my heart is. But one thing also that I learned is that how I have to protect it from the people around. A question was asked: um, what are some of the challenges that I face towards healing? Some of the challenge that I face towards healing is like knowing that I don't know if it's because okay, comes the challenge that I face towards healing is knowing that the people who I thought was gonna be there for me wasn't there for me, and that was like a challenge. It was like a challenge to kind of like really process everything. But I've accepted the things are the way it is. My children are my number one supporter. I am so grateful to have them. I am blessed. I thank God every day for them. Also, I have good friends that support me, and I thank God for that. And I have my sister who support me, and I have you that's supporting me. I have the community, all the feedback that I had, knowing that people out there watching my video, and knowing that my voice has been heard, is being heard, is make a difference in somebody's life, you know, and knowing that all that it helps me a lot. It helps me a lot in my healing journey. And I just want to tell you out there who's going through the same thing, don't be afraid to talk. Make your voice heard, whether you're a man or you're a woman, because men go through all these, little boys go through these things, and they don't talk about it because they support the way how the society is. They're supposed to be a man, so it make them be afraid to come forward and talk about these things that they're going through, or any abuse that they have faced in their lives. So don't be afraid to talk. It's okay to talk. It's find that healing, and it's a good thing to talk about what you're going through, so that you can have that healing, and you can have a clean and healthy relationship. A question was asked. Let me see if I answer all. Okay, that one I answered. Excuse me, I just wake up to make that video. um, so a question was asked: what advice would you give to someone who currently going through abuse and struggle to stay positive? What the advice that I would to give: make your voice heard. Don't be afraid. There are many is waiting to listen to you. There's many people that are listening to you. You are not alone. You are not alone. There's a lot people is waiting. You don't be afraid. Don't be a victim to no one. Be a survivor. There's a lot of people is waiting to hear your voice. They just want you to say, just come, stretch your hands, and I will hold your hands. I'm not saying that the road is going to be easy because there's some days where you're gonna feel like down, and there's some days where your spirit is gonna be like excited. Those are healing process. So mm, keep it positive because you have me here. You have a lot of people is gonna waiting to have your voice, and it's okay to talk. It's nothing. There's nothing to lose. There's nothing to lose. The only thing that you have is something to gain. Your freedom inside. You get to gain clarity of everything. You get to gain basically your freedom. You get to have to live a life where there's no fear, there's nothing to hide inside, because it's a burden to keep all this to yourself, and that means it's a trauma that damage relationship, and you're not alone. You are not alone. There's a there's a little girl who wanna hear your voice. There's a little boy who wanna hear your voice. So don't be afraid to speak. Don't be afraid to speak. Okay? There's a lot of people is waiting to hear your voice. And I am one of them. Let me see if I have any more question. I have two more questions. The question was asked, what role did therapy or other form of support played in my healing? At this current point, it's still a healing process. I am still healing. My biggest supporter is my children. My biggest support is my children, my good friend, my sister. I had the public, you knowing that you listening to my video is one of my greatest supporters as well. Knowing my voice is being heard, knowing I have good feedback that my voice has been heard. All that is the my healing, and is this was just the right way of having my healing, and because everybody, healing will be different, and everybody ways will be different, but this is my way, knowing my experience making a difference, knowing the pain that I've been through is making a difference to somebody's life. That gives me peace, and it helps me to heal, because all this that I've been through, it did not go to waste. It makes a difference in somebody's life, and that is the best way that I could have healed. And this is the way how I am healing. These are some very intelligent questions. These are some very strong points questions, and I really appreciate the ones who sent these questions and who asked these questions, because it will be beneficial to millions and millions of people out there in the world. Number 9, what do you hope to achieve by sharing your story and spreading positivity? The what I really hope to achieve is to hear my voice to be heard. Is I want my voice to be the voice for the one who doesn't have a voice, or who's one afraid to make their voice heard. Our ears to the one who want to speak and has no one to listen, or the one who and oh, I want to be an ears to somebody who doesn't have. And I want my story to have that. It's an example. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to make people become stronger, not being afraid, to know that I can come out here and I can talk about my story without being forced to do it, or without having someone to tell me to do it. Coming out here and do it on my own. It is for you to know you can do that too. And you're not alone. I am here. There's many out there like you. So I want my story to make a difference in your life, in many people's life. I want it to make a difference to this little girl who's afraid, this little boy who's afraid. I want it to also make it a difference to the parent out there, um, who is for a parent to understand how decision could affect their children in the future. I wanted to make a difference for children who is privileged to know how privileged they are, and whether you're a child or you're not a child, it's for you to doesn't matter how old you are, for the one who has and who had a good upbringing to appreciate what they had, and to acknowledge many things like not there are people out there who had less privileged opportunity in their life, but they can still strong, still stay positive, and appreciate the fine things in life. I want my story to make a difference to the world. Whether you have go through abuse or you haven't go through abuse, because you can always learn something from anyone's story. It all depends on what you want to take from it, and the way how you look at life. Okay, so yeah, I want my story to make a difference. I want my story to make a difference to people who is definitely going through a difficult time. And it doesn't matter. It's just to say, it doesn't matter what we've been through in the light. There's still a light at the end of the tunnel. So just stay positive. Whether you're going through a hard time, there's always something you can take good from it, because it gives you resilience. It gives you it. It's what you take from it. So try to take something that's gonna be beneficial, to make you become a better person, because we all can have our dreams. Have your dreams of becoming the person that you would want to be, that you would like to be. Have that and work towards it. Just have it in your mind, because everything starts in your mind. If you think if you think big, this is how you're gonna be, because you're gonna act the way you think. If you think small, that's the way how you're gonna be. So healing. Think healing, because that's what helped me. For many years, I knew I was gonna tell my story. This was just the right time. I knew I wanted it to make a difference, and this was just the right time. So think healing. Think about making a difference. Okay? Just like me. And you will make a difference. You will get healed. You will able to get to open up and talk. So I want my story to help you to come forward, to talk about what you're going through, to understand what you have been through, to know that it is not your fault, to know that you are a victim. Just always remember that you are a victim, and you have no shame. There's no shame in it. There's no shame in it. So don't cover it up. Get your healing so that you can have a healthy and clean life. Okay? So this is it for now. And later on, I will definitely, make the video on trauma bond. And don't forget to like my video. I want you to share my video and to spread my story, and to bring the positivity into somebody else's life, and it's gonna help somebody. So please share my video for support. Like my video if you like it. And if you are my first time user, please subscribe to my channel. If you are a return user and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel for support. Together we are stronger. And don't forget to smile. Be happy. It doesn't matter what we go through in our life, we always have something to smile about. Number one, we are still here. We can make a difference. We have an opportunity to turn our life around. Okay? So please don't forget, like my videos if you like them. Share my videos to support. Okay? Let us Together we are stronger. We are in this together. And doing that, sharing my video is gonna make a difference in somebody's life. Okay, so and don't forget to smile, be happy. You know, it doesn't matter what you're going through. Smile, look at yourself in the mirror and know you are beautiful. Okay, so until next time, I will definitely see you. Okay, I know I'm a little bit mess. You know, I just get out of my bed just to make the video for you. So have yourself a pleasant day. Again, I said, keep that smile.